Yes.
Feeling really good over here.
So, and hopefully Jane will be able to watch this later because I really wanted her to be a part of this, but she couldn't be because I wasn't as organised as I wanted to be. But you know, I always like I try to do something for you guys each year without giving you gift vouchers because I hate doing that, and I never will. But I had a long think about this year, about what I wanted to give you guys as appreciation. And this year, as you know, this year's been like high highs and low lows, you know. But overall, I'm like really proud of the job that you guys have done, and I think that one thing I always know about all of you is that you all work really, really hard. And you all give your best every day. I never doubt that, ever. And what we do is something that if we get something wrong, it could be the smallest thing, everybody sees it. And other people don't operate in that world, but we do, you know. And we as a team have to get everything right. Because if we don't, again, everybody sees it. And so I actually came up with something that I think is cool that I got. Normally I get the same thing for each of you, but I didn't do that this year. It's actually the same concept, but it's different for each of you. And so because each one of them reflects something different, because you guys are all different. So what I have, and I'm going to go through everybody one at a time.
Oh boy. Just, you know what Christmas is like at your house? Anthony gets so excited for the kids to open presents for all your kids' presents.
So I got all of you guys, and I'm actually going to pull out your gift out of the thing for you. There's something down the bottom that's the same for each of you on the side, but that'll be.
Ours to open.
Yeah, you can eat that later. But anyway, what I did get you all, even though each one of them is different, but I got you all a folk art jigsaw puzzle.
Cool.
One folk art because it's cool,
Yep.
and I didn't want to just get ordinary jigsaw puzzles. Two, because I treat our department and what we do as like a jigsaw puzzle. If there's one piece missing, that's all you see. And I feel like that's the world we live in. And so it's really representative to me, but each jigsaw puzzle has a different theme to me, which is reflective of your personality. So I want to do Janie's first because I want to show her this later so she doesn't have to sit through 15 minutes of video.
Okay.
And so these are the jigsaw puzzles, and they're folk art.
Hi, Jane.
And this one is of a gingerbread house, and I wrote all this down because I didn't want to get emotional and forget it. And the reason that I wanted to give Jane the gingerbread house and what it made me really think about is because she keeps my house in order, you know. And without her, like, this is a really intricate house, and without her, my house wouldn't be in order. And I appreciate her. And my house is a complex house, but Jane, you make it look awesome, and I really appreciate that. And when it's all perfect, it looks beautiful, and everybody always looks at it and says, "Oh, doesn't that look amazing?" But it only looks amazing because of the hard work that she does to make it look perfect. And then I did get Jane one thing different than the rest of you guys. Jane, you started last year just after Christmas, and so you missed out on the cashmere scarf. So I have a cashmere scarf for you, Janie, because I want you to feel that like you are part of the team who also have their own cashmere scarves from last year. The next person that I want to talk about is Carissa. And I have to find which one actually has yours in it, Carissa.
Got me so fast.
Okay. Can we? Jeez. So this must be
That was
Carissa.
That must
So here it is. So Carissa, the one that I got you is a jigsaw of the Netherlands. And the reason for this is that the Dutch are known for their industriousness. They are known as a country that never stops. They are known as a country of workers. They are known as a country full of people who will do whatever it takes to actually get the job done. They're also known kind of jokingly as being, you know, they plug the holes in their dikes. In other words, whenever there's a leak and something's not working, they plug the hole. They don't try and find somebody else to do it, they just do it. And that's what you do for me. You make sure everything gets done. You work really hard. If I have a need in alpha or anything, you fill it. You plug the hole for me. And for the team. And if Tiffany needs a hole plug, you'll stick your finger in there and plug it. And so you also bring a bit of European influence as well. And so I appreciate that. That's the reason that I wanted to give you that. So,
Thank you very
Merry
much.
Christmas.
Thank you. I was going to say,
The next person is Tiffany. And Tiffany, I also got something from Europe. It's Paris. And this is for a few reasons. One, because you definitely bring European influence to everything you do. You bring a flair to things that you do, and you bring something that's kind of like, the word that kept coming to my mind is kind of exquisite. You always try to put an exquisite touch on everything. Which is what I think about Paris. I think of Paris as being exquisite. It's where the most exquisite artwork is. It's where the most exquisite buildings are, and it's the little details. And you always concentrate on the little details, and you make sure they look exquisite, you know. And you don't think like an American, you know. And which to me obviously means more than another American. But I appreciate it, and I appreciate all that you do. And I appreciate it that you always let your mind go to other places, you know, and that even when I push you and give you things that are like seemingly so hard, like you tackle them, and then you make them look exquisite, you know, and so you always go the extra mile, and I appreciate that, and I think, you know, what people think about our department is a reflection of that. So Merry Christmas.
and you forgot to mention the Parisian pastries.
Yes, oh sorry. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Caitlin, I got you Times Square on New Year's Eve.
It's really pretty.
And the reason for that, so now I'm kind of getting down the emotional slope right now. So the reason for that is that you always bring flair and pizzazz, even just to how you look when you come to work every day. But everything that you do when you're doing your decor stuff or whatever, people want to celebrate because of what you do. When I look at the work you do, I want to celebrate with you. You make me want to celebrate, you know? And I know this sounds ridiculously corny, but I so genuinely mean it. Your smile makes me want to celebrate. When you come to the office and you smile, and you bring your smile into the team, it does something for the team, you know? And you guys would agree with that, I'm sure. And so you bring a celebratory atmosphere, even in times when the last thing I know you want to do is celebrate. Even when I know that when it's in time when you're like, I hate doing this. This is not my favorite thing in the world. You still give it your all, and you make it something worth celebrating. And you bring this flair to it, that is very unique of your personality, and it's something that I really appreciate, because New York is always a great city, but it's a greater city on New Year's Eve. And I feel like what we do is great, but having you be a part of it makes it greater. When the fireworks go off on New Year's Eve, it's kind of like a highlight in New York. If you've never been there, I encourage you to go there one year just to see it. But Times Square, fireworks New Year's Eve, there isn't anything like it. And I feel like there's nobody else like you on our team. I feel like you're unique. What you bring is different than all the other people. And you bring something that just really adds some flair. So, thank you. So, which brings me to Jess. Jess is interesting, because Jess is interesting.
Yeah.
But yours is of Santa delivering everything at Christmas, called
so
Christmas
cute.
Delivery.
So cute.
And Santa has a really hard job, because Santa can never be late. Santa has to be on time every year.
It's true.
And not only does he have to be on time, he has to deliver everything that every little boy and every little girl wants. So he has to remember what all the people ask for, and then he has to deliver it, and he has to give them the best. And that's what you do. You... Well, who's yours? I can rely on you like Santa, like little kids can rely on Santa. River Valley relies on you. Like, we're a bunch of saps. And so, you pull through. Whenever we wake up on the day after, on Christmas Day, we know that, you know, Santa's been down the chimney. We know that he delivered the presents. No little kids ever got up and not seen it. And I feel like that's what you do. And I know you work so hard, and I know you stay back so many nights, and you're here alone, and that's hard, and you have to redo things, and a lot of times probably in frustration, but you deliver. And Santa is somebody that brings joy. Nobody hates Santa. Everybody loves Santa. And we love you. Everybody loves you. And it's not just because you deliver. It's because for what you stand for. And you stand for excellence. You stand for not just giving what people ask for, but you want to give them above and beyond, including the church and Pastor Rob, I know, and me. But Santa is somebody who has an advantage over you, but yet you equal him. He has elves.
Yeah.
He has thousands of elves that help him get all the presents ready. And I know this is not theologically correct, but it just works for my analogy. And so Santa has all these elves helping him make all the gifts, but you have nobody. You're a one man or one woman Santa, and yet you still deliver. And so I appreciate that. I hope that this Christmas you get to enjoy, you know, you and Matt, you know, you've got a new life starting next year. And so I'm just looking at the map. So I know God wants to deliver for you, because you deliver for him. So, Merry Christmas.
I love it.
So you guys do mean a lot to me, and I appreciate everything that you do. and I don't know whether you like doing jigsaws.
I'll learn.
But there was one other thing that I remembered about them. They're not very big jigsaws, but they're 500 pieces, and they're lots of tiny little things, which sometimes are the hardest jigsaws to do. And I feel like everything that we do is kind of like that. It's made up of tiny little pieces that are really hard, and we have to rely on each other. We have to have each other's back. We have to be there for each other, because that's how the jigsaw is complete, you know. And so I think it's been a great year, you know. And I think we finished on a high, and we're ready for 2012. But thank you for what you do. Thank you for bringing something special every day. I really genuinely hope you all have an awesome Christmas, and I hope that you look forward to coming back next year, you know, for 2012, and doing it even better, and remembering that the reason that we do this is because of Jesus, and we're about to celebrate his birth, and he really is the reason that we celebrate, and he's the reason we do what we do, and we don't do it for money. We don't do it for a lot of other reasons that other people go to work every day for. We do it for Jesus, and so I appreciate that. I know it's not always easy, you know. I think sometimes it'd be nice to say, you know what, I wish I had a simpler jigsaw. I wish this was a 24-piece instead of a 500.
That size.
Yeah.
4 pieces.
But we do it for Jesus, and so